Hello, everybody, and welcome to Dapple Productions, aka LUTI TV. We have a match that was supposed to be played a while ago, week 2. We have Elevate versus Tunes. This is gonna be a set that previously wasn't played, and it's gonna be a makeup set. And this match, it's on the line here. The team's got a lot on the line here. We have they're both 3 on the group. So only one of these two teams are making playoffs, and the nerves are gonna be coming in. And I'm here with
me, who is Broken Pinky. Thank you very much, Matthew, for that introduction. But yeah, as Matthew said, these teams are both 3-1, fighting for the last playoff spot in Group A of Div 4. They need to beat each other in order to make playoffs, and I mean, maybe that's why this match was rescheduled for so late, just to make sure that both teams were prepared for, this possibility, because this is a set that's on the line. You either make playoffs or you don't. There's not really a whole lot to it. It's just, there's that much at stake.
There's no room for mistakes for these two teams, so it's just going to be coming down to the wire. We're actually going to be playing the week 2 maps. We're just gonna need a second to figure some stuff out with the stream. But while we're waiting, these two teams are currently 3-0 in their group, and they've both been pretty strong, I'd say. Both of these teams took out the other 3 teams that have been playing, and it's really gonna come down to this, because the only set they have lost. Where have they lost?
I think they both lost to different teams, maybe? Oh wait, no, they both lost to El Manguo. That's what it is.
Okay, so they both lost to El Manguo, who's currently in first place, so that makes more sense. Whoever wins this match is going to be moving on to playoffs with El Manguo, along with all of the other teams in Div 4. So... And this is where it really matters. This is where LUTI starts to get intense. Around playoffs, things can get very, very spicy, and I think that's what's gonna be happening with this set. I'm sorry. And here's the maps we got. We're starting off with Splat zones on Flounder, Clams, Mahi, and then it's just gonna be forward from there.
Yeah, so I think before the set begins, I think we should talk just a little bit about zones on Flounder, which is one of the most contentious map modes, I feel like. But personally, I'm a huge fan of the stage. I'm a Splatoon 1 veteran. I loved it back then, and I still love it today. There's just so many ways you can move around the map with those walls, and so many different ways you can enter the zone that it really rewards, I feel like, creativity and fluidity. But it can sometimes be daunting to sort of make your way back into the zone if you get locked out. So I think it's a very interesting map mode that sort of rewards things other than what the other map modes do. So, Matthew, do you have any thoughts on the stage whatsoever?
Flounder, I mean, I'm a Splatoon 1 veteran, but I didn't actually play competitive at the time because I was only like 10 years old. But I do vividly remember Flounder Heights. It wasn't one of my favorite stages. Mahi and I had a bunch of other stages that I liked before Flounder. Personally, I just think Flounder, it's very tall, which hence its name, Flounder Heights. And it's a really good spot for weapons like Sloshing Machine and Splash, who have been the dominant weapons this entire meta. But I really want to see if both of the teams bring out a T-Tech, because T-Tech's also been rising in the meta a little bit more as time goes on, and we're going to be starting off right away. And I just called it. There's the T-Tech from Elevate and a T-Tech from Tunes, so let's see how this match is going to start.
Yeah, I mean, these Tri-Strikes just recently got buffed, and that's why we're seeing 3 of them here with the Vanilla Bucket on case, as well as the 2 T-Techs. We're also seeing the Carbon Deco, on the side of Elevate, which is a tech pick that's kind of, like, this is one of the few maps where Carbon Deco really shines, but right now it is Tunes that's shining. They got 3 dead, but it's just those 2 splashes alive, and those 2 splashes are able to pick it up and get that zone, and now here's that kind of lockout begins. That crab is on zone. and it's a little difficult to approach. Not as well as some other maps, but that bucket is coming up. Nice splat from the Carbon on Elevate, but Toons just does not have a lot of room to move right now, and Elevate just has a lot of control of the zone right now. They just have to really slowly move in, but they're starting to make their move here. They're using those strikes to push Elevate back. They get a pick on the splash as well, and now they're really starting to force themselves into the zone.
Tri-Strike is just so good, especially on zones here. You're really able to just completely move out an enemy, and that's what Toons is really doing here. With 2 down, 3 down, it looks like they're going to be capping that zone here, and we do see Merlin going down there. They're going to be capping the zone, but still 2 down. It looks like Toons, they're going to be able to keep that zone in their favor. All they have to do right now is push off Elevate, and they should be good for the next minute and a half at least. As they're going to be trying to charge up the specials. The Tri-Strike's going to be coming out there, but their splash is going down. 2 down on both teams. And we do see the Crab getting popped from their snipe. And they're just going to try to paint their zone over. But no, and it looks like Toons is going to be getting the lead off of this. And now we do see a Shark, the Slosh Machine going down there. We do see that Carbon. We do see the splash. They're just trying to keep their positions. And the Tri-Strike coming in again. But now, again, 2 down. Elevate. They keep going down to those small picks, and Toons is really able to get those picks off of them, which is really changing the tides of this game. And we're about to go down into the 30s now, as we do see that Slosher getting that trade with the mini. Very crucial trade there. The Tri-Strike's ready, and it looks like this match is really into Toons' favor. But they get the cap on the zone, and they're going to be trying to move in there. But it looks like that T-Tech, they are going to get a double there, and now 3 down. And oh my god, this is a fight there. That T-Tech trying their best to keep that zone there. But no, that's going to be a wipe for Toons. And it looks like with that, Elevate does not have time to move in. And it looks like Toons is taking the first game.
Yeah, there was just such a battle on Elevate's zone by their roof. I believe there were 7 people in that zone at some point, and they all just went down. But in the end, Toons was able to hold them off just long enough. And they got themselves a very solidly won first game.
Really good for them, starting off the set strong, and now they just have to keep all this pressure. Elevate was really struggling on those pushes. They kept getting picked off really early, and that let Toons keep that zone in the cap. And even though those Tri-Strikes were doing very well for Elevate, but it just wasn't enough. But they do have to remember, just one Tri-Strike can cover that zone and can cap it. So they really got to use that to their advantage. Just Tri-Strike and Crab are probably the 2 best specials really on this map. So they're going to really have to use that to their advantage, and they have to use that for defense. Tri-Strike and Crab, Tri-Strike and Crab, they've been now the 2 most dominant specials in the game right now, as Wheel Bomb kind of fell behind with Slosher got nerfed. But with Tri-Strike becoming more and more popular by the days, it's being used in really good spots. You're able to clear an entire area within 3 seconds. It's a really good special, and with its buff, it's got incredibly fast kill time, which makes it great for moving enemies out, because the enemy would rather move out and get displaced than to die, because then they're going to be losing their special and they have to regroup, which is going to take even more time. So Toons, they really just got to use those Tri-Strikes to their advantage to block them out, and Elevate needs to use them to their advantage for getting any kind of pick, because if they can pick them off, they can perfectly aim those Tri-Strikes in a direction. They can perfectly cover the zone and get a pick or 2, which is going to allow them to move in.
Exactly, and now we're going on to a stage where getting those picks and winning these team fights and moving in is really crucial, and that is Mahi Clams. And this is a stage where it's just so hard to push on that ramp. It's just such a narrow spot that can very easily be cleared with a lot of the displacement specials in that game. The Tri-Strike we talked about, I feel like 52 Gal is an amazing weapon here, with that wall and that whale just being so obnoxious on that ramp. It's very difficult to push, so getting that wipeout and getting 2 up in certain scenarios can just be so critical in establishing the control around the Clam basket and getting a really strong push going. But Matthew, do you have any thoughts on this map? Actually, no, we're just going to be heading right into it.
We're heading right into it. Clam, Blitz, Mahi. Another map where Triple Wing Strike can do very good. So let's see how they can use that to their advantage here. And they're going to be bringing out a double shot and a knob, which we haven't seen too much. And we do see a 10 umbrella coming up from Elevate. So a bit of different comps from the normal meta, and I really like seeing that. Let's see how these 2 teams are able to use these comps to their advantage.
Yeah, Elevate definitely bringing the heat here with that ballpoint Splatling and that Tent Umbrella. Two sort of underpowered weapons for different reasons. Tent is sort of let down by the meta and Ballpoint by its kit, but they can both be very strong main weapons, especially when used correctly. And I feel like Clam Blitz is definitely where you can see some of these shine. But right now, this Crab is getting attacked by this 10 attack splatter shot on the Toons' 10 attack goes down, but it's just a splash left on Elevate, and they're forced to retreat. They do jump out, but that leaves free real estate for Toons' V shot to get that pop on the basket. And now Toons is able to get those clams in. The Not currently has a football at the ready. They just have to make it to that basket, and that timer will be reset, and there it goes. And now Toons is pushing it the score pretty low. It's at 51 right now, which is pretty low for Mahi, but you know they want just a few more clams. Once that total drops below 40, that water drops, and there it goes. Sorry, 45. But it looks like this is going to be the end of Toons' push at 42. It's just that Custom Junior left alive, and now Elevate is starting to file into mid.
A very strong push for Toons, but now Elevate, they're able to keep the map in their control, and they're throwing the ball right into that, trying to get that now out of the way with that gal there, and they're trying to push there, but no, their Crab goes down, but the Not goes down, they're down to a 3v3. We do see the vacuum getting popped, and we do see that shot trying to take care of him, and now he's going to get knocked down into mid. They're not trying to take control, trying to get him out of there. But that's going to be the end of the push. They're only able to get that one Super Clam into the basket. But it could be a start to kind of like slowly chipping away at them. But now they're 2 down. And this is going to be huge for Elevate. And they're really going to be able to capitalize off of this, as they're going to be pushing right in. But no, the Tri-Strike coming in, killing the Crab. And now they and the 10 has to back up here. They really got to back up here, because now they're going to be pushing back in very strong.
Yeah, that Zuka play from Toons, the V-Shot was just so incredibly strong. Absolutely destroying both the 10 shield and the Crab instantly, and kind of just suffocating Elevate's push before they can get there. And now, all of a sudden, Elevate is in a risky spot. Toons is the one with a lot of mid control, and Toons is starting to push on that ramp with those Tri-Strikes. They don't really seem to amount to much, but the Wavebreaker from the juniors on the way. Here it is, it's online, it's gonna get thrown right in front of 52 Gal's wall. It's not gonna get a whole lot of value before it gets shredded, but still, Toons is just establishing control in Elevate's domain and just making it so hard for Elevate to try and get them out and move them forward. This 10 attack is just dancing with the power clam, just staying ever so slightly out of Elevate's reach, and it's just so hard for them right now. The ballpoint spotting is trying to make something happen, but it's just so difficult on this map where the sightlines, I mean, it's open, but it's so awkward to nail these shots because there's a lot of room to move within your own spawn. And speaking of moving, it's exactly what Toons is doing on the plat. They're just trying to make it to the basket, but 2 go down before they can make it there.
And now with 2 down, they're going to have to back up again. And Elevate's been doing a great job on the defense. And now they're pushing in, and this could be great for them. They're popping the shield, and they're going to try to get whatever specials they can. The Whale's now popped, and the Ballpoint's trying to get any pick they can. The Whale trying to disperse the enemy, trying to get them out of line. And the bombs just keep flowing in. But it looks like Elevate, they might be able to get the basket, but no, they miss it. And they pick it up with the vacuum, and they're able to get it in. And they're able to throw in the other one, getting the lead down to 15, now to 9. And they could technically get the KO here. This is going to be huge for them. Down to 3, they just need one more climb, and that's going to be the game for Elevate.
What a great push from Elevate there at the end. They got 2 down on the side of Toons, and they were just able to throw ball after ball after ball in there. The picks kept coming. Toons did not have any sort of defense. They started staggering a little too much, and Elevate stealing the game away from Toons despite them having control for so long, and that just goes to show how volatile of a mode Clam Blitz is. And now Elevate is on the board. It's 1-1 here in this best of 9 set.
Now, that was a very fast push from Elevate, taking it from 80 to 0 really fast, and they were able to use those super climbs to their advantage. And the 10 really did them well, because at 10 they were able to cover the bombs, because at one point there were suction bombs or splat bombs that were being thrown, and Elevate just couldn't do anything about that until the tent came. And they were really just able to cover those bombs completely. And even though the tent missed their super clam, the vac pop, and then they were able to get that super clam in, and then pick up the other one, throw another one in down to 30, and then just kept throwing clams as much as possible. And Toons, they just didn't have the numbers they needed to push back in, and that's going to be and that really allowed Elevate to really KO them. And now with 2 fast KOs on the board, I don't even know how this match can go. It can go either way. It can really just be one-sided, or it can be one-sided from here on out, or it's going to be incredibly close matches. What do you think?
I don't know. I feel like overall in the set, Toons has been the one to have control ever so slightly longer, but it's only been 2 games, and Elevate has shown to be very resilient, and they started to get a big swing of momentum on their side. Maybe they can ride it throughout the set, and we're going to see on Game 3, which is going to be TC Sturgeon. What do you think of this stage, Matthew?
A very classic Splatoon 2 stage. I think a lot of people really enjoyed it. And one of the most valuable points on this map, the spinner, able to take control of literally every spot of the enemy base, being able to see wherever they are respawn, you see them on that spinner. It's just such a high up platform that you get to really see everything. You get to see where the enemy goes, and you're able to get turf into their base, which really matters, especially on tower control Sturgeon. With that first checkpoint means everything. If those two teams both get past that checkpoint, it's gonna be a very close game. It's gonna be anyone's game.
Yeah, but we're gonna be hopping right into it. This is Game 3. We see the leader come out on the side of Toons, and Elevate's gonna respond by running a backless comp. They traded their ball player from the last game to be a machine instead, so now we're sort of seeing Toons running the backline comp versus Elevate's backless, but notably Elevate does have that sloshing machine, which is just so good at picking off E-Leader, especially on this map. But speaking of picking stuff off from at a distance, that crab thing is going to do exactly that, getting the pick on Merlin here, and Toons is already setting up as very strong control in mid, but they don't have quite as many picks as they need to push. He splashes into battle, gets picked off in Fight Club, and all of a sudden Elevate's able to turn that on his head pretty much. They have the advantage up 1-3. It's just that E-Leader left alive, and Elevate is the first to touch the tower as the machine toss Booyah.
And now it looks like Elevate's able to get that first push established. So let's see if they can really get past first checkpoint here. But it does look like their shot's going to be going down there. The triple ink strike blocking them completely. That E-Leader is trying to get a clear shot, but the triple ink strike is not letting them. And they're pushing down into their base. The slosh machine getting the pick off of the leader and trying to avoid that gal. And the gal's going to be getting a pick with getting a trade with that shot there. And the triple ink strike coming in here, trying to take care of the push. And it looks like with 3 down on the side of Elevate, Toons, they're going to have to really rush back and take control of the map and get ready for their next push here.
Yeah, Elevate got such a strong opening push to 38, almost getting to that second checkpoint, but notably they cleared that first checkpoint, which is going to make their future pushes a lot easier. But right now, this splash-o-matic from Toons is just absolutely going insane, picking off these Sharkers, and now Toons is on the tower. They have a crab at the ready, which can just sort of keep you away from tower, and here come the specials, but here comes the tri-strikes from Elevate, just trying to stall that tower a little bit longer, and they're trying to suppress this crab onslaught, but ultimately the specials will not be enough. Toons is going to break that first checkpoint, so now Elevate's going to have to defend their lead. They have the tower for now, but they haven't won the fight just yet, but now it looks like the fight is won. It's just the E-Leader left. Elevate doing a great job defending their lead, and now they can start to push once again.
But both teams now with checkpoint 1 under their belt. Let's see here, because Elevate's going to get another push off of that 3 down scenario, and they're pushing in right there. Down to a 3v3 now, and we do see the splash from Toons on spinner, trying to get whatever pick they can. Need to be careful for any kind of flanks there, and they're trying to get him out of there. And the slash machine coming in there, trying to take care of him. He gets knocked off. And now the gal's gonna be coming in here, getting picked off by that shot, but the shot's gonna get taken out anyway with that trade. But they're still pushing in. They don't notice it. But now with 2 down on the side of Elevate, Toons has that chance to really take back here, and they're popping that crab in the same spot that they did at the start of the game, trying to force them out with whatever they can. That wave break coming out here, and the splash having to fight that shot again, and the T-Tech coming in here. But no, he gets to trade off the T-Tech. A very good trade for Toons. But Elevate, they have that Booyah Bomb ready, and they could use this to really defend themselves here, as we do see the shot going down again.
Yeah, that splash on the side of Toons came up huge, using the crab to clear the area, getting a nice 2-for-1. Really starting to let their team to get back control, but as soon as Toons gets control, Elevate is there to suffocate it. That gal tries to move a little bit too far up, gets 2v1, and gets taken out by the splatter shot ultimately. And Elevate still has the numbers. There's that splash stuck on the low ground. They get picked off. The charger on the side of Toons is also gone, so now Elevate has a lot of freedom with how they can move on this map. They just need to win one more fight, and they can push really comfortably here. The Zuka gets popped.
That's exactly what they're going to get.
That's amazing for them. And now Elevate starting to push a little more. This E-Leader trying to get those sidelines, trying to get those picks. But Elevate is just moving around. But the E-Leader gets the pick on the T-Tech. This push from Elevate is just not quite getting past 38, but they're starting to get a few more points on the board.
E-Leader trying to throw them off tower there. The shot going down here. They have the Booyah Bomb and they have a Crab at the ready. And the Crab's going to get popped there and they take off the shot. And they're jumping back on the tower. But the E-Leader takes out the machine. And they just need to get on that tower now. They're trying to get whatever pick they can, but they're 2 down and they're 3 down. And that's going to be a wipe on Elevate. And now Toons, this is going to be one of their last remaining shots. They have at most 2 pushes left in them. And they're going to have to really use them to their advantage. They need to push to that checkpoint. And let's see what they can do here, because they have the map control and they have 3 specials ready. And we do see the shot, but no, the shot's going to get taken out there from the flank from the shot. And the Gal gets taken out as well with the unlucky bomb pick. And they are jumping out of there. And this Gal is going off, getting that trade, completely stopping Toon's push. And now the map is in Elevate's favor. And it looks like they could really just push again if they really wanted to here. The leader getting the shot off the machine. They have to push in now or it's all over there. And that's exactly what they're going to be doing there. 3 down on the side of Elevate. And Toons, they have the map. And it's time for them to push back in here. Elevate, they do have the Ink Strike at the ready for defense. But if they can take them out, it's going to be huge there. And the pick from the Zuka coming in here. And this is where they're going to get their push now.
Yeah, this is Toons' last chance. This is overtime for them. Elevate is 2 dead right now. Toons is also 2 dead. That E-Leader is gone. It's just the 52 on live for Toons on that tower by themselves. And they're going to get rushed by Elevate. And it's not going to be enough. Elevate defending their lead, just barely holding on, getting all the right picks at the end. And Elevate getting a strong opening push. And it's just enough. Those last few points were enough to keep their lead. And Elevate goes 2 up in the set.
And now this set is pretty much in Elevate's favor now. They were really strong on they were really strong in that defense. And when they went 3 down there, you kind of get worried there because that gives Toons that momentum to really start pushing in there and take lead. And that's exactly what happened there. But the unlucky picks and Elevate was able to get on them really mattered there. That led it down to a 1v2 and the splash popping Crab on that tower while the Gal was there, it just kind of secured the game.
Yeah, very good, very strong defense from Elevate and very strong offense as well. You know, they were trying to push pretty much that whole game, and that strong offense that Elevate displayed is probably going to be really good here on Game 4. We're looking forward to Rainmaker, Brinewater, Springs, and I mean, the thing about Brinewater is that just having overwhelming offense is so suffocating on this map, because if you can take control of the enemy ramp, there is quite literally nowhere they can move. It's really suffocating, and if Elevate can really take that control and really establish that as their domain, the game can be over in seconds. But that also goes for Toons.
It's going to be really interesting how they can really win this next game. And heading on to Rainmaker, Brinewater, this is going to be interesting. Oh, okay, never mind. We're not moving on.
Toons is bringing 3 of their players to the match, but we already see the comps here. We're seeing the 52 shot and splash from Toons, and we're seeing all of Elevate's roster, the shot, T-Tech, machine, the splash, T-Tech, shot, and machine. It's interesting to me that Elevate is opting to run both V-shot and T-Tech here. I kind of would have assumed that they would have run 2 T-Techs here, maybe even a different weapon, but I guess they just want the combo of the Zuka and the Tri-Strikes. Matthew, do you have any thoughts on these comps, Matthew?
It's going to be interesting here with Brinewater with the whale. It's going to be really interesting how they use it, because most of Brinewater on your base, it's just one huge ramp. So if you're getting pushed back by that whale, you're going to either be going up or down. You're either going to be trying to push back to safer spots, but to the point where the enemy could throw bombs and keep you in that spot. Even though they can't really kill you, they're pushing you back to the point where you can't do anything. And it works on offense, because if they are getting that whale and they ended up pushing down, that gives the enemy chance more of a chance to kill.
Yeah, it's very interesting here, because it's really just who can they can change comps, I guess, between games, but it's just gonna be interesting because I just think this is again a really strong 52 map, kind of like Mahi claims, where you're just really funneled into that one little channel. But I mean, Elevate's been able to counterplay it pretty solidly, so they're probably going to try and continue to do the same thing, but I don't know. And do apologize about, those little technical difficulties there. This is Splatoon 3, so we're going to be getting right back into it just so quickly. We're trying to remake this room as fast as possible, but yeah, I'm very curious to see what's going to happen on Rainmaker here, because Elevate is the team with the momentum right now. They won 2 games straight. They've won 2 overtime close games straight. Well, I guess the Clam's game wasn't overtime, but it was still close. So they have the momentum. The wind is in their sails right now, so they just have to continue to convert it and just try and make this sweep happen if they want to move on to playoffs.
And again, now that we're a few games into the set, this is where the teams start learning each other's play styles. So let's see how they can use that to their advantage, as we do see the mini being brought out from Toons, which is going to be really interesting to see how they can use that bubbler on Rainmaker, since it's one of those slower type specials. But right away, Elevate getting that Rainmaker pop. But unfortunately, they're going 2 down right away, and this is going to give Toons the right away to really push here. Now that they're 2 down there, they have the Slosh Machine with the Booyah Bomb, but their splash goes down, and they're picking up the Rainmaker, and they are pushing in the Booyah Bomb. They're trying to shred it. They do get the shred, but they do end up trading, so that's going to be really good for Toons there. Less than 30 seconds into the match, and Toons is already getting past first checkpoint.
Yeah, and getting that first checkpoint is so huge. If Toons can convert this into any kind of momentum and get position onto Elevate's flat, this game can just be over. But right now, Elevate's just pushing them out. Nice double up from the machine here, getting both the Zimmy and the shot, and pushing Toons out of their platform. And now Elevate is trying to make a push of their own. That first checkpoint is really close by, so they don't have to get too many picks. But they're getting wailed right now by this 52. It's a little bit awkward. The disruptor, or the miss is in place, sorry. So they're just going to have to try and make it around all the threats. They don't quite break the checkpoint. They just get splatted ever so too soon. But Elevate is still there. They're still 2 up. They have to win this battle here. It's just the Zimmy alive for Toons, trying to defend this Rainmaker as best as possible, trying to get any sort of picks. They're getting brushed down here, and they do get taken out. And Elevate is going to get that checkpoint as well. And now they're in a much better position to push even further than Toons was earlier.
And the specials coming in from Elevate, completely knocking out the other 2 members of Toons, forcing them back completely, and they are pushing in fast. They are pushing in strong. They're still 2 down there. The mini taking them out there, trying to end Elevate's rampage. And now Toons, they really got to bring that Rainmaker back into mid fast, because that was a very nice push from Elevate. Pushing down to 25 is going to be huge for them, as it is hard to push into the enemy's base on this map.
Yeah, but notably on a map like Brinewater, it's kind of like, oh, nice double from the bomb there from Shanks. But the thing about Brinewater is that it's kind of similar to Rainmaker and Blackbelly, where there's no really safe push other than a push to knockout, just because of how snowbally these pushes can get and just how fast you can make it to the podium. But now Elevate's just going to try and snowball it themselves. They have the numbers for now, but Toons is starting to respawn for the defense, trying to get some specials out. The whales are coming out here, but not quite hitting the Rainmaker. The shot goes behind, trying to get a pick, but the Rainmaker gets it. But here comes this Zuka from Toons, trying to pick out this Rainmaker, but the Zuka's going to run out. And this Rainmaker from Elevate still is alive and still has 30 seconds to make something happen. Nice pick on the 52 gal from the Rainmaker as well. Elevate just seems content to just sit here by the base of the ramp, but now they have 2 dead. Now they can start to run up if they want to. The mini gets taken down. The 52 is still alive. The Rainmaker's just dodging all the shots, and they only go down to the vanilla splatter shot from Toons. But the machine is still there for Elevate. I think they're just going to get swarmed, though. And yeah, the machine gets taken out, but Elevate is still all in spawn. Oh, as I say, they go 3 down, though. It's just that splash. People are just going down left and right so quickly.
And Elevate, they were able to push back right where they left off. Unfortunately, not able to get any more points on the board there. But with that gal down, Elevate does have a slight chance of pushing back here with their crab here. And they're just trying to force out that splash. That splash has been their main threat, so they need to be careful with him at all costs. And it looks like the Zap's going to be taking out that shot there. And this is going to be a chance for Toons to really start pushing up here. As the tactical is going to get popped, they're going to be getting those drinks, trying to get a little bit faster, a little bit more momentum. It's just what they need here. And that's exactly what's going to be helping them there. They're 2 down, they're 3 down. And this is where Toons is really going to be pushing up here. And this is the chance for them to take the lead. And that's exactly what they're going to be doing. And they're going to barely not get the KO with 1 minute remaining. Toons running that Rainmaker down to just 1 remaining. And now Elevate needs to KO if they want to win this match.
Yeah, the shoe's really on the other foot here. That tacticooler from Toons, so strong. We didn't even talk about it at the beginning of the match, but that zap with that tactical makes these pushes all the more explosive. And now Elevate's gonna really have to explode, but that Zuka gets the nice pick. Elevator 2 down, and there's only 30 seconds left in this game, and the splash gets taken out too. It's just the T-Tac. This is Elevate's last chance to regroup here. They're still going down though. Toons just has so much control of the map. They don't even have to pick up the Rainmaker. Elevate has to get 2 down and make it to the Rainmaker alive if they want a chance of keeping this game going. And it's not looking likely for them right now. There's only 10 seconds left of the match timer. The Rainmaker's gonna reset. Elevate's gonna try and get this quick pop here as best they can, and they do get it. They do grab it, and we're gonna be going into overtime, but they have to get this knockout.
But they don't see the shark! They don't see the shark! Wait, oh no, he gets taken out there! Miguel, they have the whale ready. They're gonna have to use that to an advantage here. They're popping the crab. This is their last chance. The whale's popped, and they're just getting hit by the whale. They're just trying to dodge it. And now they do have the Zuka ready, and the shot's gonna be going down there. And they're rushing right for the Rainmaker, that gal. But no, they get taken out there. And now it's just out of these two on Element. They need to jump in as fast as possible. And no, Simmons gets taken out. And now it's just us out there. They take out the T-Deck, and the Mini comes out there trying to get the Rainmaker. That is going to be game. And Toons is going to be tying up this set 2-2.
Neither team can just get a strong advantage over the other. They're going neck and neck, push for push. Toons just got such a strong push at the end there, and they were just all diving and overwhelming Elevate there, trying to take it at their own pace, and Toons just said no. It was the rock that hit the water, and there was nothing Elevate could do about it, and well done from Toons to tie the setup 2-2.
An amazing match. And now that it's 2-2, it's going to be interesting what they can really do here. And now that it's tied up here, now it really all comes down to this. It's been such a back-to-back set. And now we're heading on to our second Splat Zone stage, Flounder. This is going to be really interesting. This is another stage where if you get a lockout, it is huge. Just like with Flounder, if you get a lockout on Flounder, you're going to be pretty much good to go down to at least in the 40s. And same thing with Flounder. If you get pushed back on Flounder, you don't have... There's only one... Actually, well, there could be 2 flanks, but there's really one main flank people do, and that's on the left. And if they're going to be watching that flank and they have the map in their favor, the team can literally just push them back so far that they can get the insta-KO. And that's going to be good for them to try to adjust their score. See where they can really... We'll see what maps they're going to really shine on and what maps they're going to struggle on.
Yeah, Hammerhead is just so rough to push back in. These kinds of maps really, really, really test your coordination, because an uncoordinated team being locked out is just... You're screwed. There's nothing you can do. Like, against a coordinated team, you're just screwed. Your only path to zone is just getting cut off. You have your plant that's getting totally surrounded. And like you said, it just rewards pushing up even more than Flounder. Because with Hammerhead, you can just push so far up that you're basically in their spawn, and there's nothing that you can do about it. So whichever team wins this first fight and gets that first hold, and notably gets a strong wipeout, can honestly just convert it to 0 points in the first minute.
So now that it really comes down to this, it's just Splat Zones. Splat Zones is that one mode that really just adjusts everything perfectly. More to evaluate which team is really going to be dominant here. And last time Toons won Splat Zones. So let's see if Toons gets this game. That's going to be huge for them, and Elevate's going to need to do something about it.
Yeah, and here we see the comps come out. We're seeing a match of the E leaders here. I believe that they're both unscoped here. Yeah, Genie and DXMe both bringing out those leaders here. We are seeing the Zap come back on the side of Toons, trying to get those fast respawns with that tactic cooler, and this crab is coming out very fast. Yeah, we are seeing Elevate running 2 splashes, but this is a very strong crab map, and Toons has none of their own. It's just their T-Tech to be able to break the crabs, but right now one of the splashes is down on Elevate, and the other splash is going to go down too to the 10 attack. Toons winning this first fight quite handedly, and they're starting to make that push forward. This 10 attack had those strikes and threw them, just throw Toons out just a little bit more, but there's still a 10 tech in mid. Nice trade for Toons, though. They'll happily take it, and now they're trying to push even further on the side of Elevate.
And now Toons has control over the map, and this is where they're really going to shine here. They need to get whatever picks they can. The Crab is going to barely survive there from that whale there. And now that the Gal's down, this is a chance for Elevate to push back here. They're 2 down. And now Elevate, it looks like this is a chance for them to get the zone. And the Tri-Strike moving them out completely. And now Elevate, they're able to get an advantage here, but the leader getting a quick snipe on one of the splashes. And now Genie on that leader trying to get whatever picks they can.
Yeah, just barely missing that pick by the splash wall. But now the Wavebreaker's in zone, but Elevate has that man advantage pretty significantly. They're up 4 versus 2. Now up 3 versus 1. It's just the Zap juiced up, running away. They did pop that tactical for their teammates, but their teammates have to get there, and it's going to be kind of hard. Elevate takes the lead back from Toons, and they're really pushing up. Once they clear this ramp, that's pretty much as far as they need to go to fully lock out Toons. But they might not even need to get that far. This zone timer is just ticking down so fast, and Elevate has another trap at the ready. Here come those Tri-Strikes. The Tri-Strikes are gone, though. The T-Tech has picked off, and Elevate is in a phenomenal spot to get this knockout right here and now.
Down to just the 10s. And now this is Toons' last chance to push with their leader down. And with 2 down, 3 down, that's going to be game for Elevate. And now they're 3-2 over Toons. And we're going to be heading into the second quarter of this set, and it's going to be intense.
Yeah, but this set has already been incredibly close. I mean, these teams are 3-2, leaving game 5, and this is a best of 9 set. The first team to 5 wins. Elevate is 2 wins away. Toons is 3, so both these teams are in a fantastic spot to win this set, but you have to imagine that Elevate has the slightest of slight advantages in the mental because they have more wins right now. So Toons is really going to have to just focus up and make sure they can win as many games as they can going forward. And a great place to start is going to be here, game 6 on Clam's MakoMart. Matthew, what do you think of this stage?
Well, last time Elevate won Clams, and they had a very strong push. So if Elevate, if they're able to keep up those strong pushes, they could really take this to a 4-2, which is going to put Toons on the edge. And Toons, they've been pretty good at defense, so it's going to be interesting to see what they can really do here to try to block them out, because Mako, you're able to really, I feel like Mako is a map where you have a much better chance of defending compared to Mahi, because you kind of have full coverage and you're just kind of like you can hit them from the front, you can hit them from the left, you can hit them from the right, but you can technically flank them if you really wanted to. But on Mahi, you just have to go straight forward. So on Mako Clams, there's a lot more spots to defend, and there's a lot more area to push. So it's going to be interesting to see how Elevate can really get any kind of pushes that they can get. Trying to push down, trying to get those huge pushes, because remember, they were able to get that one ball down to 80, and then they came back just like a minute and a half later. Very strong, and very strong with that 10 that was able to cover them until they were able to throw in those 2 clams, bringing the score down to 30, and then just throwing in smaller clams to take the lead. So if they can really use Tent to their advantage on this map, which is a bit harder, I think that Tent has an easier time on Mahi compared to Mako. So it's gonna be interesting to see if they do bring out the Tent again, how they're gonna move around these stacks.
Yeah, exactly. And Mako Clams, I feel like we're in for a great game, because Mako Clams is very dynamic. It lends itself to being very back and forth, because you get the wipeout, you can quite literally make it to the other basket in 3 seconds. It's insane how fast-paced this match can be. And as you said, there's
Okay.
Well, you know, so free for the Nintendo Switch, everybody. This is the game of the year. Woo!
We won multiplayer game of the year, and we still get comm errors. This is the second DC. I don't know if this is an issue of one of the players or this is Splatoon servers. GDC said I'm just better in the chat.
It could just be a little bit of both. Maybe it's just the most severe of severe intimidation tactics, you know.
Elevate's trying to
who can? Oh, great! The room's dead. Woo!
The room completely died.
Oh man, I mean, you know, I said we're in for a fun match, but you know, I guess it's gonna be so fun. We're gonna have to wait just a little bit longer, I guess. I don't know.
You know, you know the sets where they're on the scoreboard screen longer than the games itself because the teams KO in less than 2 minutes. It happens all the time, especially in these sets where even in mid-level tournaments where there's that one like Div 4 team that goes against a Div 6 team, and then the scoreboard screen is on for like a minute, and then the Div 4 team KOs in a minute, and then they're on the scoreboard screen for like a minute 15, and then the Div 4 team KOs in under a minute. So in most of the matches it's the scoreboard. But luckily we don't have that problem because we've been having some very, very nice games.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I feel like we've all at least heard of a LUTI set where there's more time spent in the lobby than spent actually in the game. But sometimes that's just how this game goes, you know. Sometimes some of these matches have just been really explosive. And I mean, I can't predict the future, but I do think we'll see one of these very explosive matches on Clam's Mako once we get right into it. But I mean, we'll just have to wait and see because both teams have shown to be very flexible and have a lot of options with their comp and just a lot of things that they can do and a lot of things they feel comfortable doing. And I think that really gets emphasized on MakoMart, where really, if you're good mechanically at this game and you're good mechanically with your weapon, you're just going to become exponentially better on Mako specifically.
We gotta get the Jeopardy music in here. If I play the Jeopardy music, will we get copyrighted? Can someone clarify that for me?
I mean, we're playing Splatoon music right now, so it's probably not the most far-fetched thing.
Alice said, Alice in the stream chat goes,
please no copyright.
No copyright.
Guys, do not tell Nintendo. We're definitely using their music for fair use. This is transformative.
Nintendo, please. Jeopardy music, no DMCA.
We're making fun of their servers.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna look that up. Is the Jeopardy music? Yeah, true. Nintendo's a bit more strict. Nintendo's a bit more strict. Nintendo doesn't like us. That's the problem.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, we asked them. We asked them to do something about Splash, and they
said machine.
Oh, 1 second. One second nerf. That's gonna do a lot. Oh, now you made T-Tech OP. God damn it.
They said, but machine though? But machine though.
Because machine was more of a problem.
No, but Splattershot Pro, nah, the thing's too much. We gotta make it 210.
They nerfed Splattershot Pro?
They didn't nerf it, but they made Forge 210 for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh my
god. They still haven't changed it. It's 210. Why?
Nintendo Super Mario World. Wait, what are we talking about Super Mario World?
Why aren't we?
Why are we talking about Super Mario World? Literally. Okay.
I think we should be talking a little more about Super Mario World. I think Super Mario World.
Super Mario 3D World was the first game on my Wii U. I played that game before I got Splatoon. Before my life was ruined by Splatoon.
What do you mean?
Here we are.
Before you were awakened to Splatoon. What are you talking about?
Before I was awakened. Before 9-year-old me was awakened to Splatoon. And I did. Well, Splatoon. Oh yeah. Fun fact: when I first got Splatoon, I thought it was I thought it was paint instead of ink. I thought it was paint. And then I kind of got discouraged because I found the ink thing gross. For some reason, so I just pretended it was paint. That's the thoughts of 9-year-old me getting Splatoon. We're not even talking about this set, but actually no, the match is starting now. Let's get into it. Clam to Mako. We are getting a DC this time. It's 3-2 and elevates lead. Let's see. And look at the pro. There's the pro. Let's go. Let's see how this goes out.
There's the 210 Ford Pro, baby, and Shinx is back on that carbon roller. Oh boy. Oh man, but yeah, now we can start talking about this video game. Right away, the Tenatech on the side of Elevate, 2 of them are already on that left stack. Two are trying to meet them there. The Forge gets a pick. They trade 1 for 1 there. The Forge is still there, pressuring that left stack. But overall, it looks like Elevate's gonna win the battle. Forge is just kind of standing still. But
he's just there. gets to pick off the machine, and they're going to be pushing on that left side. They're trying to get the pick off the T-Tech, but it's not going to be working there, and now it's down to a 2v2 on the board. Jumping in there, it looks like they do have a slight Clam advantage on Toons, but they're going to get pinked off there, and that's going to be huge for them. 2 down, that T-Tech on Elevate, moving him right in the triple, straight coming in, trying to get whatever picks he can, and he does get a pick on DXMI, and another pick, and he is on a 5-kill streak right now, trying to collect whatever clams they can.
That had to have been a quad. Like, that was insane from that T-Tech. And the T-Tech received 1 Clam. Just throw the man a Clam, dude! Throw the man a Clam! Give him something!
Man is getting killed by the torpedo.
But the splash on Elevate has 5 Clams, but the splash is also the last one alive. And they're all the way in Toons' base. They're swapping spawns here.
They are trying their best, and now that Elevate's down, this is going to be Toons' chance to take over the map and really put this in their favor, as they're going to be trying to charge up that wave break for their push.
Yeah, and both these teams are just in such a neutral stalemate. It's so easy for Mako to go from advantaging one team to the other. Right now, though, it seems that Toons has a pretty solid advantage. They're starting to move ever so slowly. They did booyah that right stack. They have the power claim now. They threw out the wave breaker as well. They just need to get in a position to score in that Clam basket. That Junior wins that nice 1v1 versus the T-Tech. Gets chased by the machine, but gets the kill with the wave breaker. It's 3 down on the side of Elevate. It's just that splash to defend that basket. And this Junior is trying to make that trek to the basket via that right stack. They break the barrier, and now Toons has a chance to get a few more clams, and if they can live long enough to get them in there.
Down to 71, and it looks like they're going to be taken out there, but we do see them try to move in with more clams, down to 59, down to 56. And they are trying their best to really get any clams there, but Elevate, they're going to be pushing them back with that triple ink strike, and now the map completely in Elevate's favor.
Yeah, Elevate just had such a strong defense. They're just really forcing Toons out, but Elevate has not been able to convert into any sort of offense, and just like that, this match is already 2.5 minutes gone, and Elevate is 2 down, trying to get the pick on the machine, but the 10 attack goes down a little too greedy, gets cornered by the booyah, but just like that, the basket's already broken again, and Toons is through their penalty. It's just the Custom Junior left alive, though, but they still knocked it down to 55 from 56, is making it a little more annoying for Elevate to get this lead from them, but now they have an extra pity claim at their disposal.
This is going to be huge.
Yeah, they have the man advantage too. They just need to make it to the basket, and they'll have huge potential for a lead.
They have 3, and they're pushing in just like last game. They have all of those. They have all those claims to their advantage. We know they're gonna get pushed out there for a second, and they know they take the lead just in time. They're down to 34, and they have another claim that they can easily throw in there, and they get the wipe, and then boom, it's in down to 8. And it looks like we are on the road for a KO for Elevate, and that is the game. And Elevate taking this to a 4-2, and it's match point time.
Be a dynamic game. I didn't think it would be that dynamic. I didn't think it would just be a straight 100-0 for Elevate from a severe disadvantage, but that's exactly what they got. They threw 4 power clams into that basket on 1 push. That is ridiculous.
And now it all comes down to this tower control Scorch Gorge. Is this...
Yeah, it's Scorch.
Okay, I have to get used to that. It doesn't. It's not a good shot of Scorch. The player's base.
It has the little rocks in the background that you can maybe go bouldering on. I don't know. Do Inklings go bouldering? They might. I don't know. This is. That's true.
Oh yeah, Muscle Forge Fitness happened. So that was an incredible push from Elevate, and I was thinking to myself, I for some reason had a feeling that Toons would get some kind of clam in, and then Elevate would just completely zero, at least like 100-0 them. And I said that to myself right as the match was starting, and I was like, I wonder if they do that, and boom, they do it. So Toons is really going to be at a disadvantage here, because if Toons wants to win, they need to win these next 3 games.
Yeah, and these are some tough maps to win it on. Tower Control, Scorch, and Rainmaker Eeltail are controversial maps to say the least. It's going to be interesting here. Toons is definitely fighting an uphill battle. Elevate is here on match point. If they win just 1 more game, they move on to the playoffs, which is just ridiculous. And they have a ton of momentum on their side to be able to do it.
And now this might be great. This is going to be a really good spot for Elevate to be in, because they won the last tower control game. And it was a very close game though. Toons They almost had that lead at the end, but they did unluckily get picked off by Elevate. But if Elevate's able to get a strong push and then just hold it for the rest of the game, they can play it. They can get one push and play this game completely on defense and play in a very safe spot, and then easily get the win 5-2 over Toons. But Toons, they want to be strong. They want to just try to put as much pressure on Elevate as possible to at least make it to 3-4 and then hit on to Rainmaker, which they had won previously on Brinewater.
Yeah, but I mean, before they can even make it there, they have to take the win on tower control, and Elevate has just been so strong throughout this whole set. They've been very resilient. They've always been able to just bounce back and win very important team fights. And I mean, holding control over the objective is so important on tower control, because the longer you have control of that tower, the more passive special charge you slowly begin to get, and that passive special charge can be utterly broken at times. We've seen the specials fly in this set, and tower control really just throws it all in the haywire.
So now it really all comes down to this game here. Match point. Let's see what we're going to be seeing. Tower control Scorch. It comes down to this. This is Elevate's chance to take the set and move on to the Div 4 playoffs in group as the second team from Group A, and they're bringing that splatter scope, and they're bringing in the double T-Tech. The double tri-strike is going to be huge on this map, and they're popping it right away. The other T-Tech's going to be going down though, and they're just going to try to take map for now, but they do see one going down there, but it looks like Toon's able to keep the tower for a few seconds before getting pushed off there, and we do see a little bit of a fight going on down here in this kind of smaller area on the right here. But Toons, they're trying to push in here, and they do have a chance to really get some points here. If they can get past that checkpoint, this could be huge there, but the Gao needs to get on the tower. But they just aren't. They're trying to rush into their base. And now with that tri-strike on Elevate, completely blocking up the tower, they're going to get locked halfway through that checkpoint. And now with 2 down, this is going to be a chance for Elevate to push back here.
Yeah, exactly. And I do want to point out, Toons brought that V-Pro to this game. Definitely not something I would have expected. You know, seen as underpowered and sort of outcast by Splat, but I guess Toons just wanted that sort of midline option, and it's starting to pay off here for them. They do have a crowd at their disposal as well, which cannot be understated, but right now, Toons has been playing a really strong defense here. The back is online for Elevate, though. The Pro just gets taken out by one of the bombs, and I mean, Elevate just has a ton of bomb pressure. They have 3 splat bombs and a burst bomb on the side. They're just going to be lobbing these bombs all over the place. Shot battle goes to Toons, though. The V-Shot is able to take out the T-Tech and gets a nice double on the other T-Tech. 1 for 2. Toons is proving they have the stronger shot, but it gets taken out by the splatter scope. Genie running an odd quick respawn set on that splatter scope as well. Just, I guess, trying to make sure that the presence of Genie and that splatter scope is going to be on the map for as much as possible. But now, Toons is control of the tower once again, and this crab is set up, trying to keep Elevate away from it.
And now they're trying to get that checkpoint there. The triple ink strike covering them. And now they're trying to get on the tower, but it's just not working here. And down to the last 3 minutes, no team has really made a solid push there. But they are going to get picked up by Genie before reaching that checkpoint. So this is going to be huge there. 2 down, 3 down. And now it looks like Elevate can push back in here and take the map and take the lead, which is really what they're going to need. They need to get past that first checkpoint. And we do see Genie rushing right in with that back as they're trying to get on that tower there. They pop the back. They're trying to get whatever picks they can. They're 1 down. The triple ink strike coming in here. And we do see that crab with the tower completely covering it. 2 down. They're going to be reaching that checkpoint. It looks like this is going to be lead for Elevate. And now that they're going to be able to pass checkpoint 1, this is going to be huge. And this is going to be one of Toons' final chance to really push in here. As they're pushing into second checkpoint, this is going to be extremely hard. Elevate has their base completely under control, and another triple ink strike coming in there, and they're 2 down, and they are still pushing in here. 3 down, and they're still pushing in here. It's just that shot alive, and they have the vac ready. They're popping the Zuka, but no, it gets tanked by the vac, and they're trying to push in here. Another crab's popped.
Elevate just has such a strong push here. They're at the final checkpoint. It's just the 52 gal alive for Toons. The 52 gal is the last bastion to keep their playoff hopes alive, but no, it's not enough. Elevate gets the knockout, takes the set 5-2, and Elevate are moving on to playoffs here in Div 4 of the LUTI season. congratulations to them, but well played by both of these teams. This was a nail-biting set, even if it was 5-2.
Especially early on, the first 4 games, when it was tied up 2-2, you just are like, this game, we don't even know what's going to be happening. Is Toons going to come back? Is Elevate going to win? You never know, and Elevate's going to be coming out on top 5-2 over Toons, and that's going to be confirming their spot in the LUTI Season 13 Division 4 playoffs. An incredibly good set to watch, and GG's also to Toons. They were really able to, especially early on that set, they were really able to put Elevate on the edge to the point where it was like tied up, and Elevate's also like, we gotta be careful here. Where this is a 2v2, this is a 2-2 scenario. It's all tied up. We need to be careful and Elevate. Once I had won that Splat Zones game, Toons really started to get worried there going into the second half of the set. And Elevate, they just had those strong pushes, and that really confirmed the set for them. And just an incredible set to watch. Elevate, they use those triple ink strikes perfectly to their advantage. And that's really what's going to be leading them off to playoffs this season.
Yeah, I mean, just not enough credit can be given to Elevate. They just played so incredibly well here, and I mean, that's what it takes to make it to playoffs. But Toons, if I was Toons, I would definitely feel proud of myself. You still went positive in that LUTI season, which is so difficult to do, but unfortunately, they just didn't quite make it there. They didn't have all the way, and Elevate taking that playoff spot for themselves, and they'll be moving on to this LUTI season, so it'll be interesting to see where they go from here.
An amazing set to watch, and to end this off, thank you for Stan for streaming this along with Dapple Productions. And Pinky, where can they find you?
Well, you guys can find me on Twitter at brokenpinky_. I occasionally post there, but Matthew, where can the people find you?
You can find me normally at any kind of social media at Mahi-Mahi. I'm going to be streaming a lot more LUTI matches coming this playoff season, and you'll also get to see my team Crimson Waves play in season 13 in the Division 5 playoffs. So look out for us and look out for the other streams for Dapple Productions, because they are going to be coming in strong. And playoffs, I think most of the LUTI games this playoff season is going to be intense, and it's going to be worth watching.
That being said, though, that's all for us here at Dapple Productions. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to stick with this raid, and make sure you guys have a wonderful day.
Bye!